What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Baltimore Ravens Rundown. My name is Joey Peterson. We got a ton of breaking news to get you all caught up on today's program, starting off with some massive Bengals injury news to either side of the football. I'll let you know exactly who I'm talking about in just a second. After that, John Harbaugh spoke to the media, gave a very positive update on Keaton Mitchell's knee. We'll go deep into that, what that means for this offense moving forward. And last up, we're going to round the show out with the NFL and how they absolutely screwed the Baltimore Ravens yesterday against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Stay tuned. I guarantee you, you're going to be just as fired up as I am. Something else I'm fired up about is the fact that we are down triple digits in this season-long sub-battle against Steelers talk. Look, I get it. They just walked in the M&T Bank Stadium, and they beat us yesterday. But that's them. I need us to be locked in right here. I cannot lose to Steelers talk. Trust me, I sit about 3 feet away from their host, Jack Sperry. If you have not joined us yet, subscribe today. Let's catch up to the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you hate them, if you love the Ravens, today's the perfect day to hit that big red sub button. Let's start with the Bengals injury news because, of course, we cannot just dwell in the past and what happened yesterday. We got to look forward, and that's to Week 15 as you take on the Cincinnati Bengals on the road, and Trey Hendrickson will not be in that one, as Mike Petraglia tweeted out earlier today. Hendrickson is seeing a specialist for a situation regarding his hip and back injury, but he is officially out for this week's game against the Baltimore Ravens. And this is a break for Baltimore 100%. Now, I'm not saying it's the break. I'm not saying because Trey Hendrickson was not or is not playing on Sunday, it's a guaranteed win. No. Because guess what? He did not play in Week 13 when Cincinnati took on Baltimore, and their defensive line was still able to notch 3 sacks, 15 quarterback pressures, and a quarterback pressure rate of almost 40%. All of that, right? With no Trey Hendrickson. So just because he's not going to be in this game doesn't mean that this game is on lock, but it still is a big break for Baltimore, the fact that Trey Hendrickson won't be out there. Because when he is on and when he is playing, he has the ability to be one of the most dominant edge rushers in all of football. Now, him being out means nothing if the offensive line can't figure it out, okay? That's what this game is still going to be on the backs of Daniel Falele, Andrew Voorhees, Ronnie Stanley, Roger Rosengart, and Tyler Linderbaum. I don't care if you're going up against my Pee-wee, third grade, Arlington Optimist Lions football team. Whether that team had Trey Hendrickson or not, it didn't. We would have been a lot better if we did. Regardless, it does not matter who the other team has. If your 5 that are protecting Lamar Jackson can't get it figured out. What's your confidence level in the Ravens offensive line? Scale it for me 1 to 100 in the comment section down below. I don't know if mine has ever been lower than it is right now. I'm probably sitting at like a 40, to be honest with you. Let me know if you're with me or if you feel differently down below in the comments. It does not end there for the Bengals injury news because T. Higgins is re-entering concussion protocol. Took a really, really big hit yesterday against the Buffalo Bills. And I'll just tell you right now, I would be pretty surprised if he played on Sunday. Because he missed the last time these two teams played with a concussion. And then he's back for Week 14 and automatically, first game back, hits his head incredibly hard, and then one day later is put back into concussion protocol. Guys, these are injuries. This is a situation you don't want to play with. When it becomes a head injury, when it messes with brain stuff, and you go into concussion protocol after just getting out of it 7 days later, he's not going to mess with that, and neither are the Cincinnati Bengals. And it was a hard hit he took to the ground. And think about it. This was a snow game. This ground is frozen. Here he is, slung down, and you could just see the whiplash. Head straight on the turf, bounces right back up, and that's frozen ground. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, that is hard. Hard enough to where he reached over, automatically started grabbing his head, and he did not play another snap the rest of this game. But the snaps he did play, man, was he efficient. 6 catches, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns, 15.3 yards a catch. So, yes, it means something with T. Higgins not being in this game because any game he plays in, he can take over. But also, similar to Trey Hendrickson, none of it matters if you can't put pressure on Joe Burrow. None of it matters if Joe Burrow has 3.87 seconds to sit in the pocket, pat the ball, and deliver a throw. If he has that every single snap, doesn't matter if I'm out there at wide receiver. He's going to be able to hit those guys. I'm a hell of a route runner, okay? Might not be the fastest, but I'm a technician. 1 sack. That's all you got against Joe Burrow last time you played him. 13 quarterback pressures, a quarterback pressure rate of only 27%. 1/4 of his dropbacks, he felt pressure. 1 in every 4. 1 sack for the entirety of the game. So if T. Higgins doesn't play, doesn't matter. Defensive line is going to have to step up. Let's play PrizePicks for a second. I am going to set it at 0.5 sacks against Cincinnati. Can the Ravens defense get 1 sack? Let me know, more or less, down below in the comments. Speaking of PrizePicks, we got to give them a big shout out because they are the sponsor of today's show, the reason you're watching it for 100% free. And it is the holiday season, ladies and gentlemen. That means it is the best time of the year for sports. You got bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes. It's all happening at once. And while you and I are out here making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, which game to watch, there's one place where it feels good to be right. That's PrizePicks. My wife coming into the season could not even name 4 pro teams. Then we started playing on PrizePicks. Now every Saturday night, we're breaking down who she's picking for her lineup. It's the most exciting way to watch football. PrizePicks now has early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you might have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. We got a PrizePicks lineup for Monday Night Football. I got the more on A.J. Brown, 59.5 receiving yards, and also the more on Kamani Vidal, 35.5 rushing yards for the Chargers. Going to be a big game. Need the Eagles to clutch up for Baltimore. Really, just win the AFC North. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. The link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. All right, now let's talk about the Baltimore Ravens. Bo Smolka was the one who tweeted it out after John Harbaugh talked about it in his press conference. Keaton Mitchell is, quote, day to day after leaving that ball game with a knee injury, and this is a massive win for Baltimore, and this is a team that needs all the wins that they can get. Look, this dude is absolutely electric. He happened to hurt himself on the 56-yard run he broke off against the Pittsburgh Steelers, but it just seems like he's got more juice than almost anybody on your team. It's electricity every time he touches the football. Did you know that 6 of his 31 carries have gone for 10 or more yards? 6 of his 31. That's a travesty that he only has 31 carries. That means 1 in every 5 times he's touching the ball, that's going for a first down or more. It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. So that's the good news. He's day to day. We'll see if he plays against Cincinnati or not. Let's get to the NFL screwing the Baltimore Ravens. Jamison Hensley tweeted this out from John Harbaugh's press conference today that Harbaugh said the NFL acknowledged the referees made the wrong call on the Travis Jones penalty, unnecessary roughness on the long snapper. The penalty cost the Ravens 4 points in the 27-22 loss to the Steelers. This is the penalty that is in question. You can see Travis Jones on the field goal block attempt. Number 46 right here. That is the Steelers' long snapper. You see Travis Jones hitting him on that play. It's called unnecessary roughness. Steelers got the first down. They then put it in the end zone. That's the 4-point swing that they're telling you about. Okay, so the referee's take on that play, Alex Moore, said that it was illegal contact because the long snapper is considered a defenseless player, and Jones basically, quote, ran him over. But upon further review, Travis Jones only ran him over because he was pushed that way by the left guard he was trying to run over himself, and then ultimately, the NFL came out and said, and this is via the Baltimore Banner, that the NFL rulebook does not say that defenders cannot make contact with a defensive player. It says they can't make contact with the head or neck. They cannot lower their head and make contact with their helmet. They can't launch at a defensive player. It also adds that, quote, these provisions do not prohibit incidental contact by the mask or helmet in the course of a conventional tackle or block on an opponent. And basically, John Harbaugh told everybody, they went to the league office about it, and the league office came back and said, yeah, you know what? We made the wrong call there. But that's what sucks about officiating, is that they could come back 24 hours later and say, hey, yeah, that one was our bad. There's zero accountability, and then they can just go on impacting not only games, but division races. That's a 4-point swing right there. 4 points. You lost by 5, and at one point you gave up 2 shots at a field goal inside the red. And no one's going to have to answer for it. John Harbaugh had to answer for the offensive line, and I thought he gave a pretty shitty one. I thought it'd be great to just round out our day with a little bit of frustration. He said, I thought the offensive line played well and all. I thought the guards played exceptionally well in the run game. I thought they were mostly good in the pass game, but too inconsistent probably. Gosh, Lee, John Harbaugh, just shut your mouth. Stop saying that the offensive line is doing well. Stop saying that the guards did, quote, exceptionally well in the run game. Save your breath and shut up, frankly. Stop talking. They're horrible. Daniel Falele is the worst football player I've ever seen in my life. So I don't care if you get asked about it, John. Just start saying no comment, and that's it. Speaking of Daniel Falele, should he play another snap this season? Give me a yes or a no down below in that comment section. Weigh in with your answer. And additionally, before we get out of here, speaking of the comment section, you'll find my social media down there. Make sure you go ahead and follow me on there, at Joey Peterson8 on Twitter, at Joey Peterson8 on Instagram as well. And if you guys have not subscribed to the channel, make that change today. We're trying to get to 43,000 subscribers next. Getting awfully close. Need y'all's help to get us across the finish line. All right, we'll see you tomorrow with another video. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. And y'all have a great rest of your night.